Morning, how the devil are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're good. How's your weekend been so far? Yet another 3 points for the mighty Foxes. Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday, it's 10 a.m, so it's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show, run by the fans, for the fans. Your opinion matters, so come on, get them comments in, and you know what? Let's get going. Come on, you
Welcome
Foxes.
to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Well, yesterday was the last game before Christmas, and we're going to be 12th by Christmas. So, and also the World Cup, but what an absolutely crap timing for the World Cup. I've got a couple of reprobates that are going to join me in a minute. First of all, I'm going to bring Reedy in. I don't know what he's up to. He's fanning himself. I think he's a bit too hot back in sunny
You're
Leicester.
wrong. You are wrong. It's not the last game before Christmas.
The last league game before Christmas, then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hold on. No one else knew about that until I put it in the chat the other day. Everyone thought, no, why could it be before Christmas?
But either way, it's still happening.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was saying, no, it can't be. It can't be. The World Cup only finishes on the 18th. It can't be that week. But it was. So I was right. And all of you were going, no, it can't be. It can't be. Anyway, really, how the devil are you, pal?
Tired, but
you had a bit of a problem getting back last night, didn't you, from the game?
Oh, yeah. It only took me 5.5 hours to get back home from the game. So, yeah.
Anybody else have a longer journey than Reedy? 5.5. It took me less time to get back from Spain to here than he did from London for Reedy. So what was up then, Reedy? Bit of destruction on the bus, was it, or motorway, or what?
Just road closures. Had to go around the North Circular, and it took us about double the time to get round. So
double the time. Right then, Reedy, you'll have to do this show most of it because I've only seen the highlights because I was travelling, so I didn't get back till about 10, 15 minutes after kickoff. So what was it like being there before the game? What were your feelings when you saw the team sheet come out? Because it was pretty obvious what the team sheet was going to be, wasn't it, really?
Definitely. The team sheet was pretty much standard. I do love how Rodgers puts both Vardy and Daka switch around. It really does impact the game at times when someone like Vardy comes off the bench, and you could see the difference in the attack. Obviously, when you're watching live, if you can watch live, and it at times in the game, it really felt hard to see that we were going to get a point at the game. Because yes, we were 1-0 up, could have been 2-0 up, penalty, all that stuff. Didn't get that in, and they put pressure on us, of course, as every team would do at home. But we did well, and I didn't think we were going to get as many points as we did from there.
No, totally I didn't. Just reading this comment from Ben. Morning, Jamie. Hope you're well, and what a win we had. I'm going to be bad. I'm going to say I'm a Rodgers out. So this is the time to find a new manager. Right now, everyone knows I'm a huge Rodgers out fan, but I'm not quite there yet, but I am going that way. I am going that way because the way he's turned it around, I don't know how. I don't know how it's been turned around, really, to be honest. It's such a big difference from the first half of the mini pre-season to the second half of the mini season. Mm-hmm. It's just so I don't know, pal. I don't know why what's the turnaround been? How? Why? What's happened?
Set piece coach.
Do you think that? Is that
and obviously with FaZe coming in and that a lot, you know my opinions on Evans. I feel like he has helped us by going out of the team, I guess. But in general, it's just everything all based around defending and set pieces and what like that. Because obviously last season we conceded 21 goals or something from set pieces. Now we've conceded 2 or 3, and that was That was only because of Spurs. He was in that game, but because it was the first game, it was a bit.
I think that was the last one. The Spurs free kick was the last one. I'm just on that night. I'm going to bring Chris in. Ross, when you sit down and stop moving about a bit, I'll bring you in a minute. So give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Ross. When you're outside work, Chris, what do you think the turnaround has happened? Why the turnaround has happened? And it's been such a big turnaround because just before you say anything, the first 7 games we've got 1 point, conceded 22 goals, and no clean sheets. The last 8 games we've got 16 points, only conceded 3, 6 clean sheets. What a fucking turnaround that's been, Chris. It's been a huge turnaround, isn't
it? Amazing. I mean, to me, 2 words. Hello, Bart. It's Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob.
Oh, right. Okay, then. I just went over mine and read his head completely then.
Hello, Bart. No, I mean, seriously, Sideshow Bob, when he came in, even in the Spurs game, he was the one that was really rock solid. Yes, okay, we still lost, but at the same time, he was the one that was constantly he was a vicious defender, and that's what I like. He was really getting stuck in. It was his first game, and he got really stuck in. So to me, he has. That's why I said, even though it's only the halfway stage, I'm already giving him player of the season.
You know what, Chris? I'm more positive now than what I was before. I'm more positive now after the last 8 games than I was after the first 7 games. Let's just bring Ross in on that point because he seems to have settled down waiting for the bus now. How are you, Ross? You all right?
Well, good evening. How you doing?
So,
you all right?
Come on then. What's your reasoning for being the turnaround from the first 7 to the last 8, pal? What's happened?
The set-piece coaches have really helped. I mean, I wish he came at the beginning of the season. But, we can't have everything in this world. I'll say, Mr. Wout Faz. He's come in, obviously, all that. I think after all that toxic thing with, obviously, the other guy that's gone to Chelsea, who, by the way, is not even playing at the minute, just to make that very clear. And, since Forest, I think we needed that 1 win, and then obviously, take out Bournemouth. Obviously, that, that was just bad. But you look at them fixtures. When we've won, we've actually kept a clean sheet, if I'm right in saying.
Yes.
Forest 4-0.
Man City.
Leeds.
When we've won, Reedy, we didn't beat Man City.
Oh,
did
sorry. I was.
Yeah, I know. I'm living in the dream world, but yeah.
Must have been the bus going past Ross when he reading to you.
So beat Forest 4-0, beat Leeds 2-0, beat obviously Wolves 4-0. So we only had 4 shots on goal, and beat Everton 2-0, and then we obviously won yesterday 2-0 again. So basically, when we win, we don't concede, and go on,
Ross.
No, I was going to say about Danny Ward. I've come on, give a lot of criticism. We all have, let's be honest. But to be fair, I'll eat the humble pie. Obviously, hot or cold. To be fair, 6 clean sheets out of 8 is really good. Obviously, it's a bit hard to live up to the expectations of Mr. Casper, but he's doing well at the moment. He's not there as of yet, but he is getting there. It's a slow work in progress. And now this World Cup couldn't have come at the worst time.
Yeah, correct.
I think, if we were losing, then we'd be like, yeah, brilliant. But our next game after this is Milton Keynes. I'm not going to just reflect on that. We'll forget to beat the franchise.
Great match.
I know, innit? Carl, you got to go to that, Jamie, sure.
I'm going to go to that.
Reedy won't be going.
I'm going.
Are you going, Reedy? I didn't think you were. You'll go to MK Dons, but you won't come and see me at home game at Newport, Reader.
It's an away game. It's an away game. Why not?
Do you get more points for that if you go to away game?
I hate to say that last bit, Jamie, in that Milton Keynes name, because they don't deserve that last bit of the name, but yeah.
No. Reedy, Patrick said, look where we would have been if we'd beaten Brentford 2-0 up and Southampton as well. We'd have had 5 more points. Would have been in... I think I know football's a big maybes, though. But if we'd played to our full potential, Patrick's right there. Look where we would have been, and we wouldn't have been in this situation at all, would we? Would have been talking about Europe. Would have been talking about
slow process.
Yeah. If we'd been proactive at the beginning of the season, and also, do you think that Fofana caused a lot of them problems?
Yeah.
And was there upset in the camp, Reader?
Yeah, definitely. You can't say he didn't, and. It was just a lot of things in general, and I even said beforehand that I don't think sacking Rodgers was going to be the answer. Not at all. That alone was not going to fix the problems. And I did say that I did have full trust in Rodgers to turn things around, and it's slowly looking like the case. But yeah, Fofana was the issue. You had the set pieces, that was the issue from the first 7 games. We conceded too many of them, and we just kept conceding goals. And I don't think FaZe was in there the first 7 games. So you can just tell the complete difference in the team.
His first match was the Spurs match.
That's what I mean. And from that on, even though we lost that game, it already showed that we are improving in that game, because we still seem to be in it at 3-2, I think, at like the 70th minute.
I mean, my dad's not one to, shall we say, but he always speaks his mind. And in that match, even though we lost 5-2, he said, "Yeah, okay, we had a terrible last 10 minutes, but other than that, we were brilliant." And he praised Fast in that match. He was like, "I really like this guy."
Yeah, Ross. Just one thing, Josh, my mate over in Australia. We haven't really missed Fofana, have we, Ross, at all? We haven't missed him at all.
No, we definitely haven't missed Fofana at all. End of the day, he's 21 years old. He's played 30 games, 40 games for us over a couple of years, and yet we let him go for 75 million quid. And to be honest, Wout Faes is taller, more stronger, and he's a leader. He's an actual leader. He's not one of them that's like he's been an apprentice to Johnny Evans or an apprentice to Soyuncu. He's been an actual leader, which is exactly what we've been missing for a while now.
Ross, just saying to Ross, 1 second, on saying leader, do you think Tillemans having the captain armband has improved the team and him as a player? Because I, for one, at the beginning, when he got the armband, I was like, why is somebody that wants to go? Why is he making him a captain? But I think it's changed his game completely.
100%. Look at his goals. I mean, I know he did score yesterday. It's a shame because that's his first penalty he's ever missed for Leicester.
But if he took him to the right-hand side, instead of taking every penalty to the top left, he might realise.
He missed it at Spurs, by the way.
Always goes.
No, well, that didn't count really because he got retaken and he scored it.
Yeah.
He still missed it, though.
So, no, doesn't matter. That didn't count. So, that technically yesterday was his first penalty he's ever missed.
Just before that, just to put this out there, just before that penalty was taken, they actually did a grid of all the penalties he's taken, and they were all in the same spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has one
spot.
That's what they do.
Did it the same thing again. Originally it was saved, then all of a sudden, it was retaken, and then he went to the top corner, and it was unstoppable.
Maybe just like someone scoring outside the box. Like, he
just going on the game. That Reedy, you were there. That could have been really costly.
Oh, massively.
That because from what I've seen of the highlights, the second, to be honest, when Madders went off, it seemed like it was more attack versus defence, and West Ham were in it. Were we lucky to hold on, or were we just looking for counter-attack breaks?
When Maddison came off, we could tell the mentality changed in the team. It felt like we just dropped to get a bit of gas. Obviously, he's not like the only player in our team, but when you lose that sort of player in that team, you just feel like you've just lost complete control of it, I guess. So then we just, because we were 1-0 up and whatnot, and then we got the penalty, you're thinking that's what we needed to try and stabilise the game a bit more. We missed the penalty, was a bit unstable for that last part of that first half, and then we came out second half and we did better. But it was a hard game to come out with, but again, another win that we did well to compete to hold. Sorry.
Yeah, Chris, Harvey Barnes. I think that's 4 in 5 now.
I actually said I wouldn't be surprised if Harvey Barnes was like at least in the 55 man for the England squad. Probably not the 27.
Wow. We'll never know, will we? That never got released. That did it?
Yeah, but at the same time, no. Harvey's been absolutely brilliant. He still needs work because there's a few things where he still needs a little bit more practice, shall we say? But his goal yesterday was superb.
Yeah,
I say
it was very Vardy-esque. Very Vardy-esque. As soon as I saw
it was very Vardy-esque.
He's been taking tips from the main man.
Yes, Ross. Yes, it was a cracking pass from Perez, which we know he can do, but he doesn't do it enough, does he? Oh, Perez, Ross.
No, he doesn't. Obviously, last time we played West Ham at that ground, he got sent off. Obviously, redeemed himself a little bit in a way. End of the day, it was bound to happen. It reminded me a bit of the Everton game a little bit when 1-0 up. So they were trying to press a little bit, and it just didn't happen. End of the day, you can only play what's in front of you. You can take what your chances. Possession doesn't win your games. Goals do. I've said this quite a few times, and they just didn't have that fire, that goal to get the gut in the back of the net. So there was a few where they put it across goal. And obviously that's Spakaka, whatever you call it, Spakaka. I don't know what you call him.
Skamaka.
Yeah, that was close. He could have scored a few times. But no, it's another away victory as well. Because bearing in mind on this. Oh, that's my dad. We need to get half-time management off. Yeah, true. That is a good point. To be fair, I think.
Carry on what you're going to say about the away wins before you go on to another.
Bear in mind, right? Before that, we conceded 11 goals in 2 games against Brighton and Tottenham, right? And then obviously losing to Chelsea and then losing to Arsenal. Our away form has been awful this year. And then we're going to win 3 games. Not only did we win 3 in a row, bearing in mind, we've not conceded a goal. And we haven't conceded a corner.
That's the big thing for us. I just don't get how we've gone from conceding literally the most to 5 or 6 clean sheets in 8. Like, how is that even possible?
And second place in the Golden Gloves.
Yeah, behind Ramsdale.
And believe it or not, there's another stat as well.
There's two goalkeepers on 7.
Danny Ward kept 6 clean sheets this season. Schmeichel only kept 7 last season.
Yeah, it's a bit like Barnes. Barnes has scored 5 this year in the Premier League. He only got 6 in the Premier League last year. Anyway, we're going back to the defence now because I missed out this man, Reedy.
Yeah.
Because he deserved a lot of credit, Reedy, for this. What was the feelings in the crowd yesterday?
What, after he took that shot?
Well, even after, I couldn't believe when I saw that.
He
sold the player a dummy, and he's nearly right into the top corner.
There's so many fans that are really sceptical of him, and they're always like, "Oh, he's not good enough. He's not doing this." I'm like, you do not change the winning side 6 or 7 games in a row, or performance-wise, with him. Even if he does make a few mistakes, like he did against the first game against Man City, I think that he still is so solid and he's still quite fast for a defender that you need to keep him in there. As much as Johnny Evans might be back fit, I just don't think he's got the speed for the likes of Amati to get back. And I just feel like he can play a bit more higher, unlike someone like Johnny Evans can, because when it comes behind the players on a counter attack, I don't think someone like Evans would catch up. So I think Amati as well would be brilliant to do that sort of stuff as well.
What's actually really strong about Amati is that it's like the African Cup of Nations made him. Because ever since the African Cup of Nations last season, he's been rock solid.
Yeah,
he's been absolutely brilliant. He scored that goal from a corner, our first goal from a corner last season, and he was just absolutely so dependable, and yet he still feels nervous in that role, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Ross, do you think that it's Amati, the more games he plays, Ross, the confidence he gets?
Yeah, same with Danny Ward. Once you get that first clean sheet and everything, it keeps building and building and building. Now, in a second, I'm going to shoot because where I go, the signal dips. So I'm just going to say my piece now.
Such a shame, Ross. Such a shame.
No, just before I go, hit the bit where the signal dips. Can we just say that a lot of people criticise Leicester when you're not going to score, you're not going to win when Jamie Vardy doesn't score. Well, that these games prove that
we don't even need strikers.
At the minute, we don't need Vardy scoring as much. Madison.
No, we don't. But we do need this man, Dakar, to start scoring a bit more regular because it's the same. He is the same as Amati. He needs confidence to play. And I think with not having the confidence, I think that's what he's struggling with at the minute, Ross.
Yeah, 100%. Now I'm going to shoot next. It's going to dip.
And Ross, cheers for joining, pal.
No
worries. And we'll speak to you again soon, matey. See you later.
See you in a bit.
Nick Halfpine has said, morning, gents. Great result yesterday and a good performance by the lads. I still think Vardy should be in the starting lineup for me. Daka looks lost a lot of the time. Vardy did more in the first 10 minutes on than Daka did the full time it was on. Reedy, you answer that because you were at the crowd. and I can't really answer that.
Nope. As much as I'm a Daka fan, I just don't think Vardy's a man to start games anymore. And you can see, they say you can see the difference in Vardy when he comes on for 10 minutes. It's because it's the 60th minute. He's of course gonna go for riot and try and get the runs on for the last 30 minutes of the game. Of course he is, and that's why I think he's best now for it. Daka against who was the game before Everton, he had a few balls to him. Did well. Obviously didn't score, but he had the chances, and I think the more service he gets, I think the more chance he will score. But I don't think Vardy is a 90-minute man anymore.
So what you're saying then is, do you think the Vardy era is over?
I wouldn't say over, but you've got him under your belt if you're 1-0 down or 0-0, or just getting that extra goal that you need for him to come on and hopefully tap in the net, because he can do it.
Say again, Chris.
Or if you're playing Newport.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's more going to be the cup striker now, isn't he, where he wasn't a few years ago. But Chris Ty did say Daka did get the assist for Madders' goal. It was a bit of I'm not sure whether it was a shot or scuffed it to Madders, but it didn't quite look right, did it, Chris? I'm not sure whether it was an attempt at goal or whether it was a scuffed shot.
I think it was a side foot. I really did. When I was constantly watching that angle, and I was just like, did he scuff it? I was like, no. I'd say it was a side foot. I think he did manage to do it okay. But Daka is, I really like Daka. He's definitely got the speed. He's definitely got the ruthlessness. He just hasn't quite got the winning touch at the moment, and that's all he needs to work on. Is just that winning touch.
Yeah. Andy Meadows has asked a question, which is quite apt for this morning, really. Do you think Pratt will leave to boost his chances of playing in the Euros? Because I like a bit of DP in the middle of the park. I think he's a decent player to play that role. I mean, when he came on yesterday, what do you think of him yesterday, Reedy?
It was for a replacement for Maddison, wasn't it? And I just don't know if, as much as he did well to replace him against Forest, I don't think he's that sort of player to replace Maddison. I think I would have put someone like Perez on for that replacement role, because obviously he's more of a centre-forward kind of player. But Pratt, he's got the intensity, he's got the defensive abilities. I just don't know if he'll be able to fit into the side when everyone else is fit in that midfield. I just don't think he will. So maybe it is the time for him to either get a loan, or if somebody is out of contract like a Youri Tielemans and doesn't stay, that is where he gets his opportunity.
Yeah. Morning, Mahad. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So there's a little bit of lag on your connection, so I'll give you a couple of minutes. What do you think to the result and the past few weeks, pal?
I think we've played a lot better. I think first things first is that we've sorted our defensive issues out. I think Wout Faes has really given a lot of confidence. So we've really improved our defending overall. And I think you can sense that. I mean, you got Marty running into the midfield trying to take a shot off. And that really shows a lot of confidence that they don't fear having to lose the ball as much. But I think we still need to sort out our attack out. I think Pats and Daka, I'm still not sold on him personally. And I think if we play with him up top, it's like playing with 10 players. I don't get how Kelechi's been frozen out, because I think he really links well with Barnes. But yeah, it's just nice to see us actually able to string a few passes together and actually look a bit dangerous, instead of just being nervous for the full 90 minutes that we're going to concede, struggle towards the end.
Because I think if Madders had gone off earlier in the season, I think we'd have lost that yesterday. Do you agree, Mahad?
Could you say that again?
If Madders had, say if we played West Ham at the beginning of the season, like the Southampton game, I think we'd have lost that one. If Madders had gone off, I think we'd have lost that one. Confidence is high, isn't it?
100%. I think we have to become a team that has a system instead of individuals, because I've seen teams like Brighton still bop the ball around even when their best players are not there. So you can't be relying on just a strict starting 11 and then everyone else is just is just a number on a team sheet. So we look more together. I think that set piece coach has helped. I don't know if he's doing defensive coaching as well, because it looks like we are a lot better in defense. But I think we just have to start to put teams away in the moments that we're good, because what's happening is, I saw a stat that said in the first half, if the game finished in the first half, we're like 4th or 6th. So we have to turn that into more goals instead of just a dominance.
Yeah. Mahad, I'm going to have to let you go because your internet connection is not booting this morning. But cheers for joining us, pal. And we'll speak to you again soon, mate. Cheers for joining us.
Thanks.
Cheers, pal. Great. Yes, I have read some of your comments, but it's just not interesting enough. So I have read every comment you've made. Just one thing. Let me get this picture up. This is the form table for the last 6 games, lads and lasses who's watching.
Yeah.
We're 3rd in the form table. We're 3rd.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, that, isn't it? Scored 10, conceded 1. Played 6, won 4, drew 1, lost 1. If only that was constant all season, I think it would have been absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it, Reader?
Yes, but everything happens for a reason, and the first 8 games is just how it was, wasn't it? And I honestly feel like if we can keep this, as obviously the break is a massive disappointment now, because we didn't want the break to come right now with how well we're performing and the performances are there, but hopefully we can continue this. And I could see, as much as it is going to be hard to come back against someone like Newcastle and then Liverpool and then Forest, if we can play how we have been, I'm fully confident we can get results out of these games coming after the World Cup.
But we have got a tough run of fixtures, haven't we, Chris? We've got Newcastle, we've got Liverpool, we've got Fulham, who have dropped off a little bit the last couple of weeks, who are flying. Now they've dropped off. And I can't remember who the other game is.
Forest.
Forest away, that's it, yeah. Just really to know we had Forest, that's for sure, isn't it?
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is the stat I saw as well, in the sense that I did the 10 teams from the Premier League who've had a player that's gone to England. Newcastle's had 3. We've had 1. That could potentially be an advantage in the sense that they may not play. I don't know, but Newcastle are certainly on fire at the moment. It's gotten to the point where usually I'm well up against Newcastle. Usually I really enjoy playing Newcastle. Now I'm scared. I'm absolutely scared. So at Liverpool, not so much. Liverpool, I think, are a bit on and off.
Anyone can go there and win at the moment, I think.
Yeah, Liverpool, not so much. Newcastle, terrified. Liverpool, not so much. Forest, easy win. Let's face it. Nice, easy double. And maybe 6-0 this time. I don't know. But no, yeah, it has come at the worst time because of the fact that now we're going to have a break. Could that mean that some people may be a bit laggy? Who knows?
It ring us after 6 weeks.
That comment, Jamie, quickly about the form. Can we keep it? All I'm gonna do is go back to the year that we nearly got relegated, and then we won the league.
The Great Escape.
And
14,
obviously
15.
through a 3-month break, we come back and still have that same form. It's easy enough done. You just got to have the mentality from all the players to do it again.
Right. Yeah. Totally agree. Just a quick question. As we're talking about the World Cup, Madders yesterday, when you saw him, when you saw him yesterday go down like a bag of spuds yesterday, really, what did you think?
When I saw him go down after no challenge, no nothing, I thought, oh God, here we go. And then obviously they came over, he got back up, he started walking fine. I thought he should be fine. I just know that it was going to be the case where I honestly didn't think he was going to play. I didn't think he was going to play today just because of the thing. But then if you say that, then Tielemans doesn't play. Things don't play.
Club versus country.
That's what I mean.
Club over country.
If Maddison doesn't play, it means that Tielemans doesn't play. It means that Ward doesn't play. So I'm glad he started, but I just knew when he came off, I knew he wasn't going to last because I knew he just wanted to get protected and to keep him fit.
I think Rodgers had a game plan where he had Maddison on for like the first half. Hopefully we'd be about 2-0 up, then he'd sub him off.
If he didn't score, I don't think he would have gone off. I don't think he would have gone off if we weren't winning 1-0.
But thankfully, he tweeted out that he's fine. It was just a little bit of soreness on his ankle. That's all. Nothing major. And he's looking forward to meeting up with the England lads on Monday. So he's fine.
Just a quick thing. Have we got games lined up for the winter break, the World Cup break, whatever you want to call it? Have we, do you know? I haven't seen anything because Gray thinks Aston Villa have got Seville. So I don't know. You can come and play Mallorca if you want, Leicester. I wouldn't mind that. I quite like that.
Come play Peterborough United.
I need quality, not lower league.
I know some teams have got like little fixtures.
So Charlie's just asked from Torquay. You're at football. Read it. I know you've always gone on about this when you're flip-flopping from one side to the other. European football, do you think it's in with a shout? I mean, I know it's still a long way off. We've still got 23 games left.
Completely. I am gonna repeat myself. Forest last season, 7 games without a point, and then they go and get in the playoffs. It's so possible to do. It is so possible to do.
Patrick seems to think we're playing when we were in Dubai. So I haven't heard anything. There must be about like closed doors and stuff like that. Tom, morning, Tom. But we are playing games in the warm weather camp. It's not really going to be quality games, or is it, against good opposition, is it? They need to come over to Spain.
Too warm.
Too warm for you. So you wouldn't be going to an away game there, would you, if we got one in Dubai?
No, I'm just saying Rodgers will be explaining it's too warm for players.
Oh, you mean he's coming out with excuses already, is it?
It's too warm when we played West Ham last night. So
right, very quickly before we go, Chris, have you got anything to add to what we've done already this morning? Have I missed anything?
No, I mean, all I can say is, come on, England.
Yeah, you said that with a lot of enthusiasm, didn't you there, Chris?
Absolutely.
If Madders hadn't been in the squad, would you have watched the World Cup?
No, because Southgate is still so defensive-minded. It's unreal. I mean, it says a lot that he's had. Was it 7 or 8 defenders and only about 5 midfielders? That says a lot. And that was the thing. Why has he put Madders as a forward?
He had to fit him in somewhere, didn't he? He had to fit him in somewhere. That's why.
Probably. He probably finds him more of as another striking option. He's got to play him at fullback like he played Vardy on the left wing a few years ago. Right then, Chris, we shall speak to you later, pal. Cheers for joining.
Thank you very much.
See you later, mate. Reader, anything to add apart from your bus driver telling your bus driver to get a different bus driver?
I'm trying to think from something from yesterday that I can kind of point out. There you go. You were saying about Perez doesn't do it often enough. It's because he got put in the right position yesterday. He got put behind the role.
So he was playing at number 10 then, was he?
More central, yeah. Instead of being on the wing like he has been the last few years, we've been playing him. So that is kind of when he gets put in his right position, you know he can perform. And that's why I would have probably switched him out from Maddison when he came off.
Rightio. So you're quite happy then? You're happier than what you were 6-7 weeks ago, Reader?
I was happy anyway. I said that I was back Rodgers in still.
Ooh, I think I'll get a little video out sooner or later. And
I was the only one that backed Rodgers can turn this around. I know I was. You know that.
On the Leicester Fan TV, yes, but not in the whole of the football club.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, then, read it. I'll speak to you later, pal. Be good.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Rightio. Cheers for watching. Don't forget, 10 o'clock is the new time. I know I was early the other week, but that was my mistake. The clocks did my head in completely. But yeah, so cheers for joining us. Another 3 points for Leicester. 3 away wins on the trot. 3 wins on the bounce completely, if you include the Newport game. Absolutely fantastic form. And yes, even I am changing my mind about Brendan Rodgers. It's time for a change. Somehow he's done it. I do not know how he's done it, but I'm glad he's done it. So on that note, it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you
Welcome
Foxy.
to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.